Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carry and Cut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out our Instagram at Carry and Cut and our Patreon at Carry and Cut also. All the proceeds from the Patreon are going to go directly back into the channel to buy new equipment and new knives to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys. So I got the tools out again. We're going to be doing a disassembly maintenance video on this Eafengrow 223. I want to give a huge shout out to Jimmie Crowe. Like I said, I've been saying in the last of these videos, couldn't do it without you, man. So he's sending in some of his knives to for us to look at and hopefully make some good quality content for you guys. So let's get on into it. We're only gonna need a couple drivers here. We got a T6 and a T8, and this is gonna be a pretty simple knife, hopefully to take apart. So we're gonna have T6s here, the body screws and the pocket clips. Let's go ahead and get this thing start going right away with it. And the pocket clip screws are going to be the exact same length, so that is definitely nice to see. I'm going to set that right on over there. It's always nice to have something to keep your little bits and bobs in, and all your little screws and everything like that. So I always try to keep everything in a nice line of where we took it off. So I'm going to start here at the butt of the knife and put all my screws all the way down through there. So oh, this is only a one-way position pocket clip too. I don't think I said that in the review. So if you guys didn't see the review, it should be it should be live now as you guys are watching this. So go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to and go back and check this thing out. This is definitely an awesome knife for the money, for the $22, not 22. It is $19.99 on Amazon. So make sure you guys are checking this thing out. If you guys need a nice beater knife, this is definitely one to you definitely don't want to sleep on. I would definitely go ahead and spend your $20 on it if you're looking at another knife you want just to beat up and do whatever you want to do with. So let's go ahead and get this other body screw out here. Really nice long screws. That's one thing. The actual scales and the liners are massive on the liners are massive. The scales aren't too big, but the liners are super thick. That is one thing I definitely noticed, and it's going to be a pretty hard use knife for what you're going to be doing with it. So let's go ahead and pop the T8 out of here of the pivot like so. Alright, we got one scale, we got a liner and a backspacer flying out. There's our over travel stop. Got a nice there's some serious goo on them bad boys. Be careful with the blade there. Another barrel spacer. Got our other bearing right there, and of course our pivot and our other liner with the liner lock there. So let's go ahead and get some of these, get some alcohol in this Q-tip, get this thing cleaned up. This knife really wasn't dirty, but there's definitely some heavy oil. I'm not sure what exactly he's using in the pivot there. Some of the other knives didn't really have a whole bunch of nothing, but that definitely seems like some pretty thick stuff. You can almost see the smear on it. That's definitely some aggressive lube or oil or whatever you want to call that stuff. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned up for him. I don't know if he's even had this. Well, he definitely has had this knife apart because he dyed the scales. So in the video, the review videos, if you guys like to check that out, he did went over that. He did do a not a scale swap, but he RIT dyed. I think it's what he uses is RIT dye. So he RIT dyed the scales, which is definitely awesome to see. Love all the stuff that Jimmie does to his knives. It's awesome to be able to see him and show you guys. Jimmie does an awesome job with all of his stuff, and he really has a really, kick butt collection, I guess you could say. Love all of his work. Alright, let's go ahead and get the blade nice and cleaned up there. Alright. These washers are nice. Not washers, bearings. A nice little rub down with the cloth. Try to get any excess oil out of there. Much as we can at least. They seem to be pretty nice bearings too. I'm not really too sure about the, some bearings are kind of encased in metal. Others have some sort of different plastics or nylons in it. These seem to be Of course, they're not ceramic. They don't look like, they just look like steel bearings and some plastic housing, something like that. They do seem like pretty good quality, and they do ride pretty well in the knife. At least the flipping action was pretty good before, so hopefully we can make it even better than it was before. So let's get this stuff all cleaned up here. All right, let's go ahead and get ready back here for assembly. So let's start with this side right here. We're going to go ahead and go with one of our back spring, but a barrel backspacer or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of escaping my mind right now, but let's go ahead and get some Locktite going on this one. See, these aren't nested at all, so it's kind of, I wouldn't say tricky. There's nothing really tricky about it, but you just kind of gotta get this thing started and see where it goes. So let's get a little bit of Locktite on here. Let's start it through there first. Making this more difficult than it has to be, like always. I'm sorry about that, guys. Got you off camera there for a second. Alright, so we got that one started. Like so. Let's go ahead and do our other one now. Let's get him going in there. Just like that. Put a little Locktite on our body screw there. Whoop. He about went for a whole entire swim in there. That should be plenty enough. Pop him in there. Remember, we're not getting too crazy. We're just, starting this thing up for now. Just like so. And that's even really nice to see on this low of a price point knife. Didn't even acknowledge that, but we do have a D-shaped pivot, so that's definitely pretty cool to see. Definitely nice. Alright, let's go ahead and get our stop pin. We're going to throw him right on in here. Right there, over travel. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put some KPL down here on this side of the liner. I'm going to go ahead and throw down our bearing on there. Lube him up pretty good as well too. Sometimes you got to watch out when you're putting these bearings in. Every once in a while you'll come across a set that has to be kind of orientated a certain way, and they're dished out on one side, and these definitely do not appear to be that way at all. So definitely nice to see. I hope you guys can see that they're both the same. So nice to see what's going on there. Alright. Looks good. Let's go ahead and throw some more KPL on here. Can you pick these darn things up? Alright, there we go. Throw some more on that side there. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go on here with our other liner. Just like so. And then we're going to be able to throw our other scale right back on top like so right there. Let's go ahead and start with our pivot while we're here. Get everything just kind of snug down in. Not going to be a final tighten. Just put it on there so we don't have to worry about it. A little dab of the good stuff. Alright, gotta thread that right down in. Nothing crazy, just snug it up a little bit. Alright, we got 2 more remaining body screws here. Whoa, easy, don't lose them. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. My fingers aren't working too well today for some reason. There we go. Perfect. How about one more? And as always, all the tools, they're all pretty cheap and recommendable. They're all going to be down here in the description below. If you guys like to check them out, go ahead and feel free. They do help my channel when you guys go ahead and purchase stuff off my links, but you guys definitely do not have to, and don't feel pressured to. So let's go ahead and tighten this pivot up some more. It's going to go ahead and bring our pivot right back, or our centering pretty much right on the money where we want it. Let's go ahead and tighten our body screws up. Give those a nice little snug down. See if that changes our centering at all. Which I don't think it's going to. Let's test the action. I think it might have got a little too tight right there. Let's go ahead and back that off just a little tiny bit. See if it does anything with our centering. Yeah, it did right there. Might just be like to be where it likes to be. See, I'm just having a hard time with the liner. Getting in, I don't know if my finger's too fat or what. I went over that in the review. Just to get, you really kind of got get your thumb down here in the back, and sometimes it just doesn't work out too good for me. So action seems great. Nice and fall shut, almost. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and throw our clip on there. Oh, easy now. Alright. Let's get some Locktite on these bad boys too. Nothing like losing a clip screw. Hate that with a passion. Alright. Not that much. Everything does not want to stay on there very well. There we go. Let's get one started. I always like to see when some companies put like a little cutout on the scale for your screws. Makes it pretty nice. Or your pocket clip definitely makes it pretty nice when you're putting them back together. Everything goes together pretty nicely. Maybe. There we go. Had to find its home there for a second. Just like so. Got a little bit of extra goo on there. Let's go ahead and clean that off for him. Alright, and we have a fully assembled Eafengrow ef223, just like that. So, one thing I gotta say, if you guys were ever worrying about taking your knives apart, don't worry about them. You can almost put anything back together unless you're doing some kind of crazy automatic knife, then it kind of gets a little bit tricky there. But for the most part, it's just like any other day. You're taking stuff apart, put it back together. Once you do a couple of them, you'll be a pro in no time. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, later.